Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.
Hello friends, and welcome to Fairfield Today. Paul Jasson with you. Welcome to another show on what as we begin taping today is a beautiful day in downtown Lancaster. We've got the Lancaster Festival just around the corner. We'll talk about more of that in perhaps later in this show, but certainly in an upcoming show we'll chat about it, but that's right around the corner. We hope for weather like it is right now. It's a beautiful day in downtown. We're glad you're with us. Going to open up with some talk about some artsy things. We always enjoy talking about that. And I would guess that of all the community theaters in Fairfield County, and which there are several, I would think I'd be safe in saying that the longest running community theater in this area is Millersport. They go back about as far as I can remember, so I think 45 plus years, maybe almost 50 years they've been doing community theater, and such a great job up there in Millersport. Their latest production is online, Legally Blonde. Great movie. We'll see how it works as a musical in the theater, and to talk about that is James Hewlett. James, welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me today, Paul.
It's been a while.
It has.
Since the last production, probably, we had you on.
I think the last one was Gentleman's Guide back in the fall.
Gentleman's Guide. So in the fall, so you're back again, Legally Blonde.
Yeah.
Comedy, musical.
It is, yes.
A lot of fun.
Oh, it's a ton of fun. The music's all super upbeat, and a lot of dancing numbers, getting everybody on stage. Just a lot of energy from the cast and from the show. So
I don't, at least let's say in the last years, I haven't seen a lot of movies, but I can remember, I don't know when this came out, maybe the 80s, I'm not sure when it was an actual movie, Legally Blonde, but I can remember going to see this movie, comedy, with kind of a new person on the screen then. It was Reese Witherspoon, and she's turned into a mega star now. She's really big, so that's what I remember about it. What's and I can't even remember the plot of that, so tell me about what the plot is of the musical.
Yeah, so the story follows Elle Woods, the person Reese Witherspoon played, and her college sweetheart kind of breaks up with her right before she thinks they're going to be engaged.
Okay.
So he gets into Harvard. He has these big aspirations of becoming a senator, and she devises a plan to follow him to Harvard Law School to get her man back. And we follow her story of getting into Harvard and her struggles with the classes, because she's going from being a fashion merchandise major at UCLA to now a Harvard law student.
Big
shift. And it's the story initially about, it seems like a rom-com, but turns into the story of self-discovery and finding your own self-worth in what you can do and being something more than what people see you as.
And I can remember that just everybody loved her in this movie. She was like the Jennifer Bullock. Everybody just loved her in this role, Legally Blonde. Perfect role for her. You wanted her to win. You wanted her to get the guy. You want her to succeed. Is that kind of still the feeling in all this?
Oh, yeah. Our Elle Woods in our production, her name is Madeline McNamara. She was our Phoebe Dysquith in Gentleman's Guide.
Okay.
She does more theater in the Columbus scene, but we're glad to have her back for Legally Blonde here at MCT. She has a powerhouse of a voice. She really knocks the audience down, so really excited for that.
So you work with her pretty recently in your previous one. Is that more comfortable when you've done stuff before? Do you feel like more of a rapport?
Yeah, there's a lot less of that getting to know somebody boundary.
You're already there.
Yeah, theater has this tendency to kind of build a family with people, and when you've already done a show or two with somebody, that getting to know somebody boundary is gone, so you can get right into it with characterization, and things just feel a lot more natural when you've done a show with somebody
James
like that.
Hewlett with Millersport Community Theatre. He plays Emmett, and Emmett is you're the Harvard Law School guy?
Yes. So Emmett is a graduate of Harvard Law. He's kind of back as like a TA. He's working to work in the law firm that Professor Callahan is running. He ends up kind of taking Elle under his wing in the story. And, one thing leads to another. But I won't get too far into that.
Rom-com kind of stuff. I get that. So let's see. This is July 18th, 19th, and 20th.
Yeah.
What's that? Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Yep. That's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday of next week.
Okay. And so it's Friday, Saturday evening, Sunday matinee?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Friday and Saturday will be at 7:30, and then Sunday will be at 2 p.m. We also have a kids camp coming up.
I want to talk about that.
Yeah.
So is that something new they developed just for this movie, or is there something that MCT is trying to develop?
Yeah. So this is kind of our trial run. Because we had a lot of interest when we announced the show of a lot of people coming in. Joanna Whetstone, our director, she teaches at Licking Heights High School, and when she announced the show, a lot of her students were very interested in coming out, but they were worried, coming out for a production in a community theater, that they weren't going to get the role. And there was enough interest where, as a board, we talked about maybe putting on an 18 and under production for students or people freshly out of high school who maybe want to come in for a production and work on a show with a little more of their peers, but outside of the educational setting. So we've been running a theater camp, basically a theater boot camp for the last week, and continuing through this week up until the show on the 12th. And they've been really kicking butt. Last week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, was all choreography, and they have been absolutely killing it.
Really?
Yes, and they've kind of hit the ground running with the blocking, and they're into full runs now, and the show looks amazing. That's coming up today, the 12th, this Saturday, I believe. And it'll
one show.
It'll be 2 shows.
2 shows.
Yep. There's one at 2 p.m. and then another one at 7:30.
And at the auditorium there where you always have everything's the same there?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
They're using the same set and everything. The blocking's a little different. And the choreography will be a little
Can
different.
you get tickets online for that one too, as well as for yours?
Yes. Tickets can be found at mctohio.com.
And that's a great website. If you want to get any history on Millersport Community Theatre, if you've been around, you can kind of learn about it. They've got the movies set up, or not the movies, the show set up. They can tell you what's coming up on this. And so the Young People's Concert is coming up this weekend, and it's 2 shows. What, the 12th?
Yep.
Okay, and you can get MCT Ohio. That's where you can get your tickets. Now, can you get them at the door?
Yes.
If there's any available, but I guess that's up in the air.
Yeah, you'll if there are any seats available, you'll be able to get them at the door as well. Same ticket, we don't have like an at the door price.
Sure.
But yeah, for all of the productions, all of the shows, you can get tickets at the door.
And I
as
like
well.
it too. If you go to the MCT Ohio website, which is Millersport Community Theatre, when you get to the ticket thing, they've got all the dates on there, and they tell you how many seats are even left for each show. I like that.
Yeah,
Like we got 50 shows left for the 12th. So yours are 18th, 19th, and 20th.
Yes.
The kids are the 12th. Yours are Friday, Saturday evening shows, 7 o'clock.
7:30.
7:30, and then the Sunday matinee.
Yep, at 2.
At 2.
Yeah.
How many folks in the cast for the adult version?
For the adult version, we have 50 people.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
That's a big group.
a big show, and we've actually done something a little different with the set. Usually, we have a big black curtain on the back of the stage. We've actually taken out that black curtain. We are putting a giant set piece there, so we're able to utilize a lot more of that set and make the space feel a little bigger, and we can make it feel a little more lived in.
So, are there many kids in the adult version? Probably not too many, I wouldn't think.
Not too many.
Yeah.
A lot of the younger cast are in the ensemble for the adult version, but they're very involved in both productions. What our Professor Callahan in the 18 and under production, he is an ensemble member in the main stage.
Are
show.
some of you folks in the other one too?
Not on stage. We're all running.
They all play the
administration
roles.
stuff. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, we
Good
tried
for
to
them.
we try to keep all the adults out of that 18 and under production.
Again, Millersport, that's why they've been around the community theater for almost 50 years, is doing creative things like this.
Yeah, it's interesting that you mentioned that. Next year is actually going to be our 50th anniversary.
46, I guess, or 64 maybe was the first year, but Brigadoon, I think, was the first one. So good for you guys, for Joanna and the Whetstones and everybody keeping this real, and golly. So July 12th coming up, we've got the kids one, and then 18th, 19th, and 20th, we've got the typical adult version of that one. Everything is mctohio.com. Everything's on there, tickets.
Yep.
James Hewlett with us. You're on the board. You're also a Emmett in the cast. How many songs you sing?
Ooh, I'm in 3 songs as Emmett, but I'm whenever the chorus is singing, I'm backstage singing as well.
We're pulling for you to get the girl. We're pulling for you. I mean, good luck with that.
Yeah.
Legally Blonde with the Millersport Community Theatre. Thanks for joining us today. Always fun having the Millersport Community Theatre on. You guys do great work up there.
Thank you so much.
We'll be back in just a moment.
If you've been thinking about getting a home loan, now is the time. Hi, this is Carrie James from Fairfield Federal. Our experienced lenders are here to help you make your vision a reality. For more than 125 years, we've been helping our community achieve homeownership. Fairfield Federal has convenient online application for your home loan, home equity loan, and home equity line of credit needs. Visit fairfieldfederal.com to get started. Fairfield Federal for checking, savings, and home loans. Data charges may apply, subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 402612.
The reason why I do what I do is I love helping people, and I really love to work on understanding and striving to improve the lives of the people in our community. Being in Fairfield County is having a network of people around you.
I am driven by my belief that every individual deserves an opportunity to achieve mental and emotional balance, and I'm very passionate about contributing to that process.
Community, connections, collaboration. The Fairfield County Way.
What makes Fairhope what it is our staff. It's always a question that we ask, why do you want to be here with us? And what they most always say is, you've touched my life this way. You know, you took care of this person, or I've seen what you've done and I want to do that. And so the staff that have been here know what it takes. They've been on the other side. They see what it takes to make someone comfortable, to make the family comfortable, and really what kind of support they need. And so I think that's what really makes Fairhope what it is.
Fairfield Medical Center is more than a hospital. We're a health system that's been putting people first for more than a century. From the youngest patients to the eldest, our compassionate team of caregivers are here to support you through every season of life. We are healers, cheerleaders, patient advocates, and champions. Your health is our greatest accomplishment, and we are proud to serve you. Whatever you're searching for, you can find it at Fairfield Medical Center.
Did you know Fairfield DD provides coordination for over 1,200 people in Fairfield County? That's 1,200 unique journeys, each filled with talents, dreams, and challenges. And while no two paths are the same, one thing is true for everyone. Life is easier when you have the right support. That's why we're here. From early childhood milestones to school transitions, employment, and adulthood, Fairfield DD connects individuals and families with the resources they need every step of the way. When the right support is available, a vibrant community where people lead lives of greater independence and make meaningful contributions becomes possible. Learn more at fairfielddd.com and check us out on social media. Together, we're building a more inclusive Fairfield County.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our 2 locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
It's the 2025 Lancaster Festival featuring Gary LaVox of Rascal Flatts, Saturday, July 26th. Grammy-winning artist Colby Calais and folk rock band Dawes on Saturday, August 2nd. And the festival orchestra marks a new era with maestro John Devlin. Wednesday, July 30th, the festival welcomes Hairball, America's best arena rock tribute band. Don't miss 9-pack days celebrating art, music, and community. Tickets on sale now at lancasterfestival.org.
Hello friends, welcome back to Fairfield Today. Sure appreciate James Hewlett coming in, talking about always a fun time with Legally Blonde and the Millersport Community Theatre. We're going to change it up a little bit, come back a little closer to home in Lancaster. For, I guess, almost around 7 years we've been talking about Bottoms Up. Now that's not the glassware thing that just went on recently downtown. This is the original Bottoms Up with the big diaper drive they have going on. We got the folks here, they can give us all the scoop on that because that just ended pretty recently. Got Joe Welsh and Rachel McCoy. Girls, thank you for joining us. We're glad you're here.
Glad to be here.
Everything good? You don't look too exhausted from raising, what, 1.2 million diapers?
Yeah. Our goal was 1 million, and we went over. That's always good. It's always good to...
You throw out a number like 1 million, and that's insane. I mean, and then you crush it.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So good for y'all for the job you do.
Rachel can speak to that a little bit more because she has to actually put all those diapers into inventory, count them, and get them.
I've heard some stories about that. Yes.
So she has the really hard job.
Well, y'all do such a great job down there. And again, 7 years we're saying on this? 7 years ago, you guys came up with this, and here we are. What was the first drive? How many? Do you know?
Our goal was 250,000, and we crushed
enormous.
it. We crushed it with like 350.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
and we did it in
amazing.
1 day.
Wow.
That was insane.
So 1 million takes a little more.
A million takes a couple more weeks.
Well, and tell us. Let's just kind of a brief synopsis here of why are you collecting all these diapers? What's the point of that? Let everybody know why Bottoms Up exists.
Yes, we collect diapers to give them to our community partners, which are child food pantries, for the most part, child care centers, domestic violence, recovery centers, drug and alcohol recovery, and pregnancy centers. So we give diapers to people that give diapers to people. So we collect diapers, and then we give diapers to them for whatever sizes they need. So we deliver them to their door with volunteers, and it's worked.
I like that phrase, we give diapers, what was that?
To people that give diapers to people.
That's a great line. I love that line. That's a great line. And Rachel, I know, do you keep these in your garage? I mean, where do you you have them stuffed in your van? I mean, where do you must have places everywhere.
Sometimes it feels like they're just stuffed everywhere, but we have a Lancaster warehouse, Columbus, Chillicothe, Portsmouth, and Defiance. So we're kind of all over Central Ohio, and we reach out to counties from those warehouses.
Well, I've seen the trucks over there at Connection West when they're unloading and moving them to vans and moving them to places. That's a pretty big undertaking sometimes when you get a large shipment in.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, during the World's Largest Diaper Drive in May, we got a shipment of about 100,000 in one truckload, and we knew about it the day before. So we had to kind of, get people together and all in one place, sort, put them on pallets, move them to the warehouse, and keep them all organized so that they can go out now to all the babies.
Well, it's just such a great thing y'all do. I mean, it's just so much fun to talk about this and be involved in this. So now the drive is over. So knowing you folks here, there's always something on the horizon. You never just settle. You don't settle. What's next?
Yeah, and that's Tim. He's the gas.
I can believe that.
I'm the brake. He's the accelerator.
I can believe that.
So we came up with visiting another diaper bank. They were organizing potty training kits, but it was kind of like haphazard, not really thought out. And so we came up with potty training kits.
Potty training kits
that we can give to moms to kind of help them move through the diaper need and potty train easier. So I'll let Rachel talk about that because
and we'll do that because
she's the expert on it.
and typical of anything y'all do, it's never something easy. You have it laid out, you have a plan, you've got it all, expertise on it. Rachel, let us know.
So we started, yes, the goal is for it to have a plan, but we started in January with 3 child care facilities because we've learned that a lot of times families that are lower income or have hardships sporadically have a hard time getting diapers to the child care facilities. So most child care facilities are you're required to bring diapers in if you want service.
Really?
So a lot of families can't, if they don't have diapers, they can't send their child to child care and then they can't go to work. So it's a circle and it continues on and on. So that's why we serve child care facilities originally anyway. But when we found that statistic was growing because parents were needing larger size diapers and we're like, how can we help with this? So we talked to 3 places, 1 Chillicothe, 1 Lancaster, 1 Columbus, that are child care centers, and they said, we're trying to potty train in the center, but then when the kids go home for the weekend, parents don't have what they need to keep them
And you got to start all
working.
over again.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, so the potty kits, we decided, well, we'll try to remedy that. So we have a kit that is pull-ups, underwear, a pack of wipes, a potty seat, and a little resource kit. So it has a book for the child and then a potty kit 101, potty training 101 form for the parents, a link to a video, and those come in English and Spanish because we deliver to a few different food pantries in Columbus that are Spanish speaking. So we have both of those. So we started with those 3 facilities and we got really good results. We added on community action in Fayette County right after that, and we started getting more results and more people calling and more people saying we need. So we just finished meetings with 3 people in Lancaster last week, and we're moving on. By the end of July, we should have 10 in Lancaster.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, and I've mentioned this before with the diaper thing. You're solving problems that I never knew existed.
Right.
You know, in terms of the shortage of diapers, in terms of you can't go somewhere because you don't have them, and you don't have them because you can't go somewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
It just, as you say, the circle just keeps going on.
Yeah.
So, golly, this sounds like something that's really needed.
Yeah. You know, when we started this, I really didn't have any idea about all of the struggle, I just didn't, it never crossed my mind.
With
like
most
you're talking
people,
about.
Life goes on, that's just another tough time, but you get through it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So when we started, you know, I learned so much. I learned that, you know, moms were leaving a diaper on a baby for 12 or 24 hours, which was never my reality, not my world. That's not how I raised my kids. That's not how my mom taught me. But the women that we help, the struggles are just different, and it's harder, and that maybe they're doing it alone. You know, they're single moms, or maybe grandma's raising the kids. So there's just a lot more. I feel it's a lot more difficult today than it was when I was raising kids back in the day. You know, 150 years ago.
Well, like I say, you don't know what you don't know. I mean, if you don't know, those were the problems you don't know.
Yeah.
So, and I think you mentioned something, Rachel, about if somebody needs some of these things, do you take them to the homes or take them to a center where these people attend? Is that how it works?
Yes, we don't serve out of our offices. We serve to the food pantries or the child care facilities, and then people can go there and receive the diapers. But the child care facilities, they work one-on-one with these kids, so we know that they have a relationship with the parents. So we want to give them to the people that are actually working on moving that needle forward. So yeah, we will take them. The child care directors would order through a link that we have and they would do specifically per child. So they would order the right sizes, so we know that the kid is getting exactly what they need. And then they send them home with the parents.
So you've been doing this since January?
Yeah.
And obviously things are moving in the right direction to look like this was a good thing.
Yep, absolutely.
Oh yeah, we're going to keep running with it.
Wonder how big something like this gets. I guess you don't know. What you don't know?
I think it's going to grow quickly because I think there's a lot of need.
Yeah, and I think the child care centers are challenged too. You were talking about a story this morning.
Yes, I met with a child care director in Lancaster on Friday, and she said this was such a huge help for them because they have kids with food insecurities that they see every day. This is just an extra thing, that they have to work on, that they're worrying about kids eating. They're worried about kids learning. And this is just a thing they have to do in addition to that. And they would, it's helping free up their time for other things that the children need.
One thing off the table.
That they can move on to things that they really need.
That they want, that they're there for.
Right. Yeah.
Rather than let's deal with this before we can get to why you're here.
Exactly,
so again, a problem that I never knew existed, which there's lots of those, but good thing for jumping in on this. I mean, this sounds like could be another big deal for Bottoms Up.
Yeah, it seems like it. We're just rolling with it. Yeah, but Rachel does so much. She's just the Energizer Bunny. I hope I can say that.
We would agree with that.
Yeah, some days I'm like tired by noon, but she's just hitting her stride.
Just let's get moving, Joe. Let's get going. Rachel McCoy, Joe Welsh with Bottoms Up. 1.2 million. The latest drive ended.
Yes.
That's going. And another line that I remember Tim said beside the other one was, you'll take diapers, you'll take money, but it's better if you give the money because he can get diapers better and less expensive than I could buy them if I'm just buying them at Kroger's.
Yes, we can buy them in bulk.
Yeah,
yes.
So important to know that what's the website?
It's bottomsup.life, L-I-F-E.
Look that up. They've got all the information on there.
Yep.
Rachel, Joe, thanks for coming. We'll have you back and we'll talk about this initiative. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be taken off.
Yes,
Great
and we want to talk about volunteers next time. So
we'll do that. We'll have a
back.
show just on that.
Yes.
Very good.
Yes.
Rachel, Joe, thanks very
Thank
much.
you.
Bottoms Up's our show. Thanks for joining us, Fairfield Today.
Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.